Hi everyone, welcome to Taslima Maya Art. This is Taz and it's lovely to have you here. If you get a chance, do check out my other tutorial videos on my channel, and if you like what you see, hit the like, share and subscribe for me to help me grow my channel. I really appreciate every single one of you and hope to see some of you on the live chat on the Fluid Art Express every Sunday. In this week's video, I'll be showing you how to use Let's Resin alcohol inks on glass with pearl end pens as a resist or outline. But before I forget, as a Colour Art affiliate, I can offer you 20% discount if you use my coupon code as on the screen, Taslima523 on the colourart.com website. Now let's get over to the table. So to create my outline, I used Viva's pearl end pens, which you can get on Amazon. I'll link them below. And I took a piece of glass out of its frame and started tracing a royalty-free image of a fish that I found online. I placed the glass over my tablet and just traced over it, as you can see. And this was far easier than using a hot glue outline, as you know, using a hot glue gun. As you can see, it goes on really quite easily and it's easier to control, and how thick the line is depends on how hard you squeeze and how slow you go. So you can practice it yourself if you do want to give this a go. And these are very similar to using fabric paint, really. They go onto almost any surface and they dry hard, and you get a smaller outline profile than you do with hot glue, but they are really easy to use. And that's what my fish looks like so far on my glass. And you can get them in so many different colours as well as pearlescent colours and metallic colours. So now I'm ready to get started with my alcohol inks. Okay, so I'm just going to do this little alcohol ink on glass piece, which I've never ever done before, not on glass. I've done it on Yupo paper, Unltra paper, but not on glass. So this is the first time I will be doing it on this thin glass I've taken out of a frame. And once it's finished, hopefully I'll be able to put it back into the same frame. So let's give this a go and see how it goes. So here I've got Let's Resin inks, alcohol inks, and this one is yellow. I'm going to put some of the lighter colours in first. And I'm going to put some yellow here and there on the fish. There we go. And there's probably maybe one up there. There. And remove that here. Then we'll just put a little bit of this orange. Let's Resin orange, because we want an orange and yellow fish ideally. Oops, it comes out a lot. Oops. There we go. I think that's probably enough. Probably should be wearing gloves, so I'll get it all over my fingers, no doubt. Yep, already got it on my fingers. I'll quickly wipe it off. And I might actually pop a glove on a second, 1 minute. Okay, back with my gloved hands. A bit of a better thing to do, and you should really wear a respirator and have plenty of ventilation, which I do have because I have a window open here, to be using alcohol inks. Now we've got lemon yellow here. I'm going to mix that in a little bit with the orange and see what happens. So you can see I'm filling that in. I'm going to swirl it around a little bit because I don't think we actually need that much. And I've got some of these dotting tools. I'm going to see what that looks like. A second, sorry for casting a shadow. So I'm just going to make sure I touch all of the glass with this. And what I'm then going to do, because the colours are intermingling quite a lot, is add a little bit more yellow on top to give it that look I'm after. So let me know in the comment box below if any of you have ever used alcohol inks before, what you've created. If you've created any videos, I can come and have a look as well and support you back. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what other kinds of things you've done with alcohol inks, and whether you painted on glass before. So there, I think most of it is filled in here. I think there's a little bit in the eye there that maybe I'll fill it with another colour later. But this is interesting. And this pearl end pen outline that I've got here, the interesting thing about that pearl end pen is that I can probably pull it off afterwards and it'll leave a resist line where the ink hasn't got into. So I'm just going to add a little bit more now. I'm going to add a bit of yellow, lemon yellow, and see if I can lighten that up in places. I'm not sure this will work, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. Ooh, that's a really nice look, isn't it? but it is quite strong, that orange, I think. It's very strong. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Put the lid back on this one. But it's interesting to know that actually I need less of the orange because it's more of a vibrant colour, and more of some of the other colours. Now I can remove some of it in here and put it into here, which I probably need to do because I've missed his mouth. There's lots of ink in the tail section there. But the great thing is, I mean, I could have used glue, hot glue, instead of this pearl end pen, but I wanted to see how well it worked, you know. So I would know for future reference that I could actually use them for this kind of technique. But yeah, I mean, the first person to introduce me to pearl end pens was actually Tanya Munt from Crafts and Sass, so please do go check her out on Facebook. You probably already know of her. She's quite well known. She's doing really well, selling her wonderful artistic, creative pieces, and the woman is a genius, a creative genius, if you ask me. She's a good friend, love her to bits, and she's so generous with her knowledge, with everyone, honestly, so check her out. So here I'm just adding a little bit of ink at a time. I'm doing this quite meticulously. There, I think that's quite nice. So that's that bit done. I'm just going to wipe this off if I can find where I put my wet wipe. Okay, so that's that bit done. I'm going to wait till it dries and maybe possibly spritz it with this alcohol in a spray bottle and see what it looks like when it's dried here. Well, the alcohol has evaporated, and we're going to do the background now. So let's do the background, or maybe we should do these just in case we make some mistakes. So we'll do these and we'll add some greens into these, I think. So we're going to go with this colour green, and I'll do a kind of yellow at the top maybe. So we'll add the green down the bottom here. And these are brilliant little bottles. You can really usually control the ink really well with these bottles. I actually can't get it out. Maybe it's clogged, this one. That's ironic, isn't it, saying that and not being able to get it out? That one is actually clogged. Wow, okay, I'll have to sort that one out. Let's try emerald green instead. Maybe that will be a good choice. We've also got yellow green there, but let's just see if we can get a little bit of this on. Okay, that comes out quite fast. That's fine, that's enough. And then what I'll do then is, that's just gone straight down the tip, and I will simply add a little bit more, a yellowy green at the top. And again, I can put this in a separate little container and then pour it in, which probably will control it a little bit better than this way, as in like use a pipette or a dotting tool to pour it in. This one seems to be blocked as well. Oh, my nips are blocked. I haven't used these for a long time, if I'm honest, and they seem to be a little bit blocked. Right, I'll just get a dish and pop some into a dish and do it that way. 1 second. Okay, so I'm back and I poured a little bit onto a tile here. Okay, and I can probably wipe that off afterwards, I imagine. So let's pop it in using this. So what should we use? We've got a brush here somewhere. Yes, so as you know, we can also paint with alcohol ink, which is fabulous. And you can see me do that here. So I'm putting this colour up here, and it's very similar to the colour we've got on a fish's tail there. So I'm just going to paint this section in. I'm going to go right down. It's quite interesting to see how it reacts with that, with the lines there. And then we let it all kind of run along and see what happens with that. And then we'll do the same here. So this is something very different for this week. I do like doing different things and just playing around really and seeing where it goes. Sometimes things work out really well, sometimes they don't. But it's just the name of the game, isn't it? So we're just going to put all of these. There we go. I'm going to paint these in as well. I'll do them this colour to begin with, and maybe I'll add in a colour afterwards. I'll speed all this up for you, so you're not waiting around. So yeah, you can see me dotting it straight into those sections, and then just making sure it goes to the edges with a paintbrush. Right to the edge of the tile. Yeah, when it's all covered now. Perfect. Now what colour should we have here? Maybe a coffee brown? Should we try a different colour? We've got coffee and we've got brown. Coffee looks very dark. We'll try a brown, I think. So let me just hold my tile up And then just add a little bit to the tile here. Right, there we go. Pop that down there. Now we've got our brush. I should really wash the brush, but yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll just wipe it on something. What is that? We'll just wipe the excess off. Ideally, I should really wash it in some alcohol, but let's try this one. So I'll put brown in first of all, and then what I'll do is I'll add another colour on top and see how the alcohol reacts to that colour. So we'll just give it coverage to begin with. Quite fun, this. Different. I think that's all of it. Now, what colour should we add then? Any ideas? Any suggestions? Let's try, what colour would go well in there? Maybe a darker colour. Should we add coffee? Let's just add a little bit of coffee and we'll just pour it in. Oh, that's a lot of coffee. Bit like me in the mornings. Yeah, so wow, it's just split it, that really, hasn't it? Really split it. That's interesting. It's coming right off the edge as well, which I don't mind because I've got a puppy pad down. But yeah, let's just leave it like that. Actually, let it do its own thing. Let the alcohol decide how to paint itself. And then what we're going to do now is just finish off these few leaves here. So I'll do that with my green. I might actually pour it in here to make it easier. There's not much left in the bottle. I think that's partly the reason it's not coming out so easily. I think that's enough, and let's just brush that in. Oops, with this brush. Double check it's not too much of the other colour on there. This brush has seen better days, hasn't it? Probably need to change my brush really. But with alcohol ink, if you use your brush for alcohol ink, you can't really use it for anything else. You know, so you have to have a dedicated few brushes for this kind of art. Okay, and then again up here, we're going to do the same. Very quickly, add the greens. This is actually yellow green, so it's quite light, which is nice. It's almost transparent on the glass. And it evaporates so quickly on that tile, really, it really does. It just evaporates so quickly. Right, what are we doing next? So let's just add a little bit of emerald green down at the bottom here. That's nice. A little bit down, oops, getting it all over myself. A little bit down by here. Just use the brush to drop it in. Well, I'm going to start in the background now. Okay, so wipe the brush off again quickly, and then what I'll do is I will now do the background. So I'm going to start with I really should have checked this is level 1. I'm going to have all sorts of problems. Give me a second. Right, so I'm going to start with a midnight blue. What I'm going to do, I think, well actually no, I think I'll start with the lighter colours. Maybe that's the better way to do this. So let's start with the lighter colour. So the very lightest colour I have is, I think, cerulean or turquoise. Turquoise is. Let's try with turquoise. It's got a lovely bit of turquoise here. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to start with it by here. Wish me luck. Not really sure what I'm doing. So that's quite greeny, isn't it? It's quite, maybe a bit too green. So we'll do that. I'm going to maybe add a bit here. Oh, why not? A bit here. Doesn't all have to be uniform. And then we've got that done with, and then we go to cerulean blue. Let's add that next to that. Okay, that looks just like cerulean actually. Maybe we'll give that a miss. And we'll just go with azure blue next. We're just gonna put a fair bit of it on. Like that. I'll probably do it over here as well. Okay. I'm gonna use a little brush. Whoa, there's a lot. To really kind of rub that in if we add any more colours. Okay, let's see how that goes. It's going to dry very quickly because it evaporates very, very quickly. And maybe we'll add a little bit of the sapphire blue around the top there. You see that? A bit down here. A bit about there. Oh goodness, I'm touching it. Okay, I'm being a little bit clumsy. Oh, okay. It's very hard to control this. Okay. Okay. There we go. And finally, we're going to put down the midnight blue right at the top to give it some sort of depth. Right, now we're going to go paintbrushing. Now I can do this with anything. I can do it with cotton bud if I want to, or I could blow it around if I want to a little bit. You know, like this. But I don't want to risk messing up my fishy, so I'm just going to guide it around. I do need a better brush. I'm going to try and find a better brush in a minute. 1 second. I'm back. So let's do this, baby. Right, let's get this brushed in everywhere. I'm just going to... Oh, by the way, I've never done this before. I'm just kind of learning on the job. So I'm just mixing up. I'm taking it right to the edges of the lines I've put down. Come on, I need to work a bit faster because it's evaporating so fast. I probably should have done this in sections, really. Maybe next time I'll do it in sections instead of all in one go. Ah, too close to the fishy. I'm going to try not to touch the... But I can always peel that off, as you know. So, to get you around here, I'll probably need an even more detailed brush than this one. I guess it's separated in places because I might not clean this tile for a while. I've had it sitting here for a few days, good few days, and I probably should have made sure it was clean by giving it a wipe over with alcohol ink, but I didn't, so here we are. There'll be some gaps in this, but that might add to the effect of it being underwater, you know, so I'm not too bothered about that. I mean, I'm not after perfection. This is like a beginner's attempt, really, at doing this, so let's have a look what happens. Let's just get the edge done there, just in case it dries. Let's get the edge done and we can fix the rest of it naturally. It's quite fun painting class, isn't it? It's kind of interesting how it goes on so different to canvas or any other substrate. It sort of glides on it. What does that look like? It's interesting, isn't it? I think we need some more ink in areas, so I have to pop some more down. But let me see what that looks like when I paint it on. Yep, I think we need some more ink, definitely in places like here. Definitely pulling away from areas, isn't it? Which is interesting to see what areas. I'm trying not to get it to be too dense in some parts. Like I can see it's quite dense by here, and yeah, the table is probably slightly skewed towards the top, so it's kind of going that way. That should be interesting. And I wonder if I should pull off the pearl and pen outlines afterwards, if I should leave it. What do you think? Oh, we need more ink. Definitely need a lot more ink. Maybe rub out some of this bit that's kind of drying very quickly. We're leaving our residue. Yeah, it's pulling away as well because there's not enough ink in areas. Glass painting is interesting, isn't it? Right, which colour did we use? Maybe some sapphire blue here and there. What do you think? Okay, we can just get a little bit of alcohol here and wipe this off. Remember, you can do that with any part of it that you don't like afterwards. Okay. Yeah, let's get some more. Let's put a different colour down. Maybe a green. Let's add some green here and there. See, that looks so cool. And like I said, you can just wipe it off afterwards anyway, so if I wanted to, I could be really rough with it like this and just take it everywhere I need it to go. I'll just pour it in the sections I want it to go and wipe the outline off afterwards, you know. I don't have to be too precious about it, not really. In places that I want it to go. And it just moves by itself really across the glass. And we can probably even pour it in, you know. So it's interesting, but sometimes it pulls away from the glass like you saw just then. See it pulling away? It does do his own thing. I just have to keep bringing it back where it needs to go. And here, the section I missed. I think that's it, right? We're going to wait for it to dry, and I'm going to spray it with some alcohol and leave some, and see what happens with that. And I'll be wiping off the excess of the alcohol ink on top of the fish there. So this is my final outcome, and I placed the glass back inside the frame, as you can see, and hung it up. It's really quite pretty. There is some residue on there that there wouldn't normally be, but it gives it a certain look, I think. Let me know what you think in the comment box below. So that's it from me this week, and up next we have the wonderful Venom Fluid Art. See you there.